I do want to get to, we are never going to hear Bill Land say, "Oh, mama," again. The longtime Spurs broadcaster, Spurs play-by-play man, Bill Land, who's announced yesterday he's retiring after 21 years on the mic for San Antonio, comes basically nearly a year after Land was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, a rare blood cancer. He says he's doing great and that his medical that didn't really have a lot to do with his decision. However, it is sad. It's a sad day for all Spurs fans that you're not going to hear Bill Land saying, "Oh, mama, Wembanyama" anymore. I wanted to just take a couple of minutes here, share a couple of stories. RJ, I know that you are a big fan of his. What are your thoughts on the retirement?
Yeah, I mean, I live and operate in a world revolving around the Dallas Cowboys, and so that exists on a national level, more often than not. Which is what makes people like Bill Land so special. And that's what makes, RSNs so special. And I don't know what the future holds for that. That's a whole different conversation. But because of that future, there will never be another Bill Land. There will never be somebody who instills and incites emotions. And some of that is the era that Bill Land happened to coexist in and amplified to an entirely different level, through his, word choice and just perfect timing and whatnot. I think people like this become synonymous for us with the teams that we hold near and dear to our heart. I mean, think about, people can name where they were at certain moments, certain Bill Land calls. He served as the common denominator for people who who got married, who had children, who experienced loss. I mean, he was kind of the metronome, the steady beat throughout life for a lot of people through a lot of things. And even obviously for the franchise, you mentioned obviously Wemby and how he kind of passed the torch into this new era. And so he's as much a part of the Spurs for me as Tim, Tony, Manu. I mean, as any kind of staple you could possibly imagine. And so I wish him all the best and his family all the best, certainly in whatever comes next.
Well said, RJ. I mean, for me, I had the pleasure of working with Bill for many years. And, I think the thing that impresses me most about Bill is he's just a regular dude. There's no ego. There's no bravado. There's no beating the chest. He's a kind-hearted man, and he's really damn good at what he does. You add all that together. You put him together with Sean Elliott, who I would say similar things about. And everybody talks about, having chemistry on TV and how do you make that happen? I guarantee you this. You put Bill Land with anybody that's likable, there's going to be chemistry. You put anybody with Sean Elliott, there's going to be chemistry. Those guys are pros, and that's been the cool thing about this. When you win as big as the Spurs did, I mean, those guys, Bill and Sean, but, I know we're speaking specifically about Bill, but, like Bill is the author of these championship teams and that voice and those calls. And that's what stays in your head. That's the conduit to everybody that's watching on television. And so, to RJ's point, I mean, he's just as important in terms of brand building and what this organization has become and what it's achieved. What a career. And, I'll say this too. I mean, with all that he's been dealing with, would you have ever known it? I mean, he kept that under wraps forever, Tough dude, came to work, never pissed and moaned about anything publicly or woe is me or give me a trophy for coming to work. I mean, everything that Bill Land is what I want to be when I grow up. I mean, just solid freaking stud.
I can't add anything to that. That was perfectly said by both of you.